Good morning from day 20 on my 2024 AT journey. I'm out of breath because I just got dropped off about 15 minutes ago by the Maine Roadhouse at Maine 27, and immediately greeting us is a steep, long uphill climb to the Crockers. I want to say it's like 4.5 to 5 miles of climbing, and it's somewhere around 3,000 feet. So I'm out of breath and I've only been hiking 15 minutes and I'm sweaty, but just gonna use the same tactic as climbing Avery the other day. Slow, lots of breaks, and I'm not in a rush. I'm either going to be doing 7.5 miles to the Crockers campsite or 11-ish to the top of Sugarloaf if I'm feeling good. That 11-ish comes with about 5,300 feet of elevation gain though, so I'm not confident I'll feel up to it, but the option is on the table. Also, because I didn't start hiking till 8:30, just because the first shuttle out of the hostel wasn't until 8, so not sure if I'll even have the time to get up to Sugarloaf, because I don't like to get to camp late. Even though I wouldn't be setting up a tent or anything, I still just like to get there early enough to relax and chill. So we shall see. I'm gonna put you away so I can focus on climbing and surviving, and I'll see you either at the top or when there's something cool to show you. So see ya. All right, so this is the water source on the way up to North Crocker. It's not flowing super well, but it's flowing good enough. Someone rigged up a piece of bark to make it easier to collect. So I'm very thankful for that, because I was able to top off and refill, so I have 1.7 full liters to get me to the top and up and over the 2 Crockers and down to the next water source. All right, so speaking of water, southern Maine has been pretty dry. All of like the seasonal water sources that are listed on Far Out that should be running this time of year, because we're in the season for the seasonal sources, have all been dry. There hasn't been much rain, so like I'm really relying on Far Out comments from people that have been through, giving updates as to whether water sources are flowing or if they're dry. And I've been trying to avoid carrying more than 2 liters of water just because it's heavy. I have the ability to, but like this morning, I had a pretty good hunch that spring back there that I just showed you, which was 4 miles in, was gonna have water, but I was still kind of rationing my water just in case it had dried up, because I didn't want to screw myself over. So yeah, my next water source likely isn't until Crockers campsite. So I have 1.7 full liters of water to get me to there, and then I cameled up like 1/2 liter at the source there. And by that I mean, when you get to water sources that are running pretty good, especially when there's dry stretches, you just drink as much water as you can there. while you have access to it. So I've got like my filter has a sports cap on it, so I can fill up the dirty water in the reservoir bag, put my filter on it, and just drink right from there, because it's filtering it as I'm drinking it. So yeah, we are 1 mile to the top of North Crocker, under 1,000 feet to go. It's currently 10 to 11, and yeah, I've been kind of doing a nice, even uphill, 1.5 to 2 mile per hour pace. So I'm thinking 30 to 45 minutes more to the top of the first Crocker, and then I don't know the stats, but then I descend and reascend the second Crocker, which I assume is South Crocker. I'm not really sure, but I'll check in at or near the summit. Bye. All right, at the summit of North Crocker Mountain. It's not really above tree line, so there's not really much good views. Looks like there could potentially be maybe a viewpoint out there, but it doesn't look worthwhile. So I'm gonna sit here, have some water, a snack, and then I'm gonna do the mile to South Crocker Mountain. All right, so I'm here now at the summit of South Crocker Mountain. I just went out to the viewpoint, which is what that footage was from. And yeah, feeling pretty good today. So I'll get down to the Crocker Cirque campsite and make my final decision there as to whether I'm gonna just make it an easy day and call it there, which is honestly, it's less than 2 miles away at this point, or if I'm gonna try to push to Sugarloaf and hope that if I can't make it, that there's some good stealth spots. Speaking of stealth spots, there's 2 really good spots up here at the summit of South Crocker. There's that one here, and then there's one if you take the viewpoint trail up. There's a nice spot right up there too. So, all right, gonna get my photo with this and keep going. All right, so I have to cross this river. There's a plank over there that's supposed to help you across dry. So we're gonna see how this goes. See you on the other side. All right, it's behind me, and it really wasn't bad at all. Easy peasy. But yeah, so now I am going to be starting the ascent up towards Sugarloaf. I think from here it's like another 2,000 feet of climbing or something like that to the summit. So I'm gonna take it slow. It's only 130 mileage wise. I think it's 3 miles only. This climb's gonna kill me. 2:30. My goal is to make it to the hut before 5 at this point. But that could be pushing it because I'm losing steam. I might need to pull out the Skittles. All right, so I am on the Blue Blaze to the summit of Sugarloaf. It is 0.5 miles and somewhere in the vicinity of 500, 600 feet. It's 3:45, so I'm just gonna take my time climbing up this. Again, my goal was 5 p.m., so I have over an hour to get there. Shouldn't take me that long to go half a mile, but it's a big day. It's my biggest day elevation gain wise of my trip so far, and mileage wise it's not close, but it's a big day, and I'm happy to be almost done. I'm excited to be at the summit of Sugarloaf. It's a ski area, so excited to see the lift and sleep inside tonight. It is supposed to rain a little, so it's perfect. I haven't skied here. I would like to, especially now that I'm going to be sleeping at the top. It would be cool to come back and ski here. So, all right, well, I'm going to put you away, finish my climb. I'll see you at the summit. All right, I'm at the summit of Sugarloaf Mountain. I am walking over to the ski lift now. I just summited. And I spotted the building that I think is the ski patrol hut that people stay in, so I'm gonna go check it out. All right, so here is the inside of the lift hut. There's a sign here that says, "Welcome hiker friends, please take a load off and leave the space clean." So that to me sounds like we're allowed to be in here. But yeah, so there is a microwave, and apparently hikers top, there's a breaker box. I think if you turn on, like, I read it's the bottom right ones, you can have power. The only downside about being in here is there's a bunch of black flies. So hopefully they don't attack me in my sleep. There's benches, there's chairs, there's a table, and there's even a picnic table back here. A trash can. Yeah, I think this will do. All right, so I'm actually thinking of going back down to the AT and hiking like 0.2 miles to where some supposed stealth sites are. I just don't know that I'll be able to sleep well in here with like all of the black flies and like black ants that are walking on the ground, and just like if it's windy, the building shakes. I'm not a shelter girly, I am a tent girly, and while this is better than like a 3-sided shelter, I still just don't know that I can do it. I feel bad because I told Sparkles I would stay up here with her. So like if Badger and Bane aren't planning to stay here, then I feel bad because if I leave, Sparkles will be here alone. But yeah, I just don't know that I could sleep well in here with like, because these aren't like black flies, the biting kind. They're like the flies that come from like maggots. So that grosses me out. So yeah, I just don't know what I want to do. And I could sit up here and it'd be freaking awesome to see the sunset from here. Like, it would be pretty epic. But also, if I'm not sold on sleeping here, I don't want to stay up here for sunset, because then I have to hike down in the dark and set up my tent in the dark and do all that in the dark. So I feel like I gotta make a decision soon. All right, this is gonna be the latest that I've hiked yet on trail, but I'll still get in before dark, or I should. So here's the deal. I walked down from Sugarloaf. I just didn't feel like I would sleep good up there. Did the half-mile down to the junction, went back on the AT because there were supposed to be some stealth spots, like another 0.2 miles on the AT southbound. So I walked to those stealth spots, found them. They look great. Could fit a couple tents. However, it's pretty windy up here, being that we're still at like 3,600 feet, and there were a good amount of dead trees and evidence of dead trees breaking in that stealth spot. So I didn't feel cozy, good about stealthing there alone. So I'm hiking potentially another 3 miles to Spaulding Mountain Lean-To, which means I'm going to be doing the 0.1-0.2 mile Blue Blaze up to Spaulding Mountain as well, because I can't pass it by if I'm going by it, since I am collecting 4,000 footers. So it's 3 miles, under 1,000 feet though up. There is a good amount of downs still, so this is gonna stink. It's gonna be late. 3 miles, I could hopefully do that in an hour and a half. It's 5:30 right now, so I could get to camp still by 7. And I'm not gonna cook dinner. I'm just gonna have some pulled pork on a tortilla and snacks that I don't have to cook, just to save time. And it's just that said, I should be able to get my tent still set up before dark, assuming I find a tent site at the shelter. On the plus side, this is going to make my day tomorrow, and the next day I'll get to rearrange that a little bit. Downside, I reached out to Camp 43 in Rangeley to try to reserve a bed for Friday night, and they're all booked up through the 7th. Friday's the 5th, so they were like, oh, well, you can try the hotels in Rangeley, but they're gonna be expensive for just a single hiker, or you can slow down and stay with us on the 7th, and we'll slack pack you on the 7th. And I'm like, that's 2 whole days you're asking me to like slow down by. I'm already on trail. I don't have food for that. I might end up having to get a shuttle into Rangeley, do a resupply, and shuttle back to trail, and just like hike out a couple miles and not have a bed, which stinks, but my arm's hurting, so I'll be back later. All right, I'm at the Spaulding Mountain Junction. It's late, it's 6:30, but since I'm collecting 4,000 footers, I can't pass by it when it's only 0.1 miles off trail. So, gonna head up real quick, tag it, and then try to get to camp as close to 7 as possible. See you at the top. Okay, I'm here at the summit. The sign says it's only 3,988 feet, but it is a 4,000 footer. I think the sign is just old. So, I made it. Gonna get back down and start the descent. It's like, I don't know, 600, 700 feet down to the lean-to. So, I like ran up here almost. Gonna get down, gonna get to the lean-to. I'll try to video when I get there. Depends what time it is and how soon I need to get my tent set up before it's dark. So, see ya. All right, everyone, I am at camp. I am just along the AT at a tent spot that's near the shelter. I guess these are the best tent sites for this lean-to. So I didn't go all the way up to the lean-to. I just stayed down here. And yeah, I'm like literally like 5 feet from the AT, but this was marked as a tent site, so I don't know, I'm doing it. The bear hang here sucks. All the tree branches are like dead, but there's like no wind here. It's super protected from wind, so I'm not worried about tree branches falling on my tent, but like all the branches are dead, so trying to hang a bear bag on it, they just break, or there's just like so much brush that I can't get a good throw on the couple good branches that I do see. My rucksack just keeps getting stuck on like twigs and stuff. So my bear bag is going to be up off the ground. It's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be good, but hopefully it's fine. Yeah, I think total today I ended up doing like 14.8 miles, over 6,000 feet of gain, and over 4,000 feet of loss, which is a big day. Definitely by far the biggest day yet. So I am ready to get in my tent. It is 8 o'clock. Like I said, my bear line is hung. I just shoved some food in my mouth. Certainly not enough calories, but like I don't even feel like eating right now. I had a pulled pork tortilla, I had some Skittles, I had some beef jerky, and I am going to put my bear bag together and go hang it in the tree, crawl in my tent, do some like cleanup, drink some water, and get ready for bed. I'm probably gonna sleep in a little bit tomorrow. Well, that would be the nice goal. I don't know that I will, just because like once it starts getting light is when I wake up, but I'm not gonna like be in a rush to get out of here tomorrow. I'm doing around 10 miles. Still a good amount of climbing, but only 10 miles, so gonna take it easy to make up for today. So I will see you tomorrow. Good night.